Hello, people. Hello, my people. All right, let's see how is it going. All right, let's see comments. I feel like I haven't done this in a while. Oh no, 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 no. I'm coming home. Okay, I got it. I'm at the comments. Wait for people to come in. Good afternoon, my people. Hey, Golden. Good afternoon. Excuse me. Hey, hey. Is my audio good, y'all? Hey, VQ. Ooh, this tastes like beets. For my people who like the natural juices, Whole Foods got is that the Lakewood brand? I don't know if y'all drink the Lakewood brand of natural juices, but they on sale, baby. I went and got my dad a whole bunch of um yesterday. They got beetroot, turmeric blend, they got the mango blend, papaya blend, carrot turmeric, for those of y'all who ain't juicing. I mean who's into natural juices. So they got them for a good price. But yeah, so I've been working so much and I've been tired trying to keep up with thank you, Golden. Trying to keep up with YouTube, right? My feet finally my swelling went down in my feet. I'm gaining weight, y'all. I don't know why I'm gaining so much weight. I think it's fluid. But I lost 5 pounds last week. So it gotta be fluid. Cause I ain't even all I do is my regular workouts. I work out my glutes. I just do core exercising to keep my legs strong. Cause as y'all know that I was in a wheelchair at one point in my life. My legs gave out on me. So I try to keep my legs strong. But yeah, so I did want to talk about the Josiah thing. And I missed the Council Live last night because I was on my phone and I'm like, I remember me and ZQ talking. She was talking about getting prepared, but I ain't getting no notification. Like, oh, live nothing. So I don't know if that's because I've been not active much on YouTube lately, where they's like, okay, fuck you, bitch. You ain't in the algorithm. But hey, apps. Well, go on, apps. Yeah, so as far as, as far as posting the video, I had dummies on Marcus channel under my comment saying stupid shit too, like it's not obvious. One person trying to argue it because all I said was, I hope people know that most body cam footage is posted after cases are done on YouTube. Like I watch true crime daily. That's all I basically watch besides other stuff, but that's one of my top subjects I watch all day is true crime, and yeah, that's how it is. That's how they usually post it. And one person commented, "Oh, it don't have to be after the case is done." No, it doesn't have to be because yes, it's FOIA protected, but realistically, I know how it goes. They're not gonna if they're gonna go to trial, and the case is pending, right? These they don't these attorneys and the courts they don't want their discovery flown around social media. to mess up their case before the case is done. That's why they will prolong it until the case is done to give you that stuff. Especially if you just a regular person. You're not a lawyer, nothing, so they're gonna prolong it to the end. They're gonna make you wait, basically. They're gonna make you wait because that's their shit and they need it. And they're not gonna just give it out to you and mess up their case because, it's just because, Freedom of Information Act. They still have discretion to when they want to release it to you. And it makes sense. It's just like an investigation. Police are not gonna they could do all the news coverage they want, but they're not gonna tell you details that everything they know in the case on a public, doing a public news coverage. That's going to mess up their case. It's going to tamper with their juries. It's going to taint their jury selection. Is going to taint their witnesses, and it's going to impose like a popular opinion versus a lawful opinion, well, a lawful perspective of matters. So they're not going to release that until the case is done. Simple as that. Yes, you have the freedom and you have the rights, but they have the right to prolong it also before they release it to you. It's just as simple as that. And then there was another dummy that said, "Oh, laugh my ass off. You gotta request it." So obviously Marcus requested it. Obviously Marcus ain't request anything. He never said he requested it. You know how many people in the true crime community, or even regular people like me, if I get body cam footage, and I know somebody covering something, I could just send it to them. That's it. It's just a sending game. It's just because somebody posted it don't mean they're the original recipient of it. So yeah. So everybody having a hard time. Oh, Marcus did this and Marcus did that. No, Marcus didn't say he did anything. He just posted it, and he gave Platt credit. But what's the confusing part was he gave reference to Platt and say for live on her page. I mean, for videos on her page, but she didn't post anything. So that caused a little confusion initially. But I know people over here already know what's going on because we're privy to certain things because of we got that communication amongst us. So at the end of the day, it is what it is. Like it's posted, whatever. Now, does it make him look bad? I'm not one of them people that believe that something looks bad. Like if you did it, you did it. No matter when it happened, you did it. If somebody posts something I did when I was 13, 14, that I know I'm not into no more, I did it. Yeah, I was 13, 14. I did it. It ain't gonna make me look bad. That was what I was doing back then. That's how I feel about that. It's simple as that. If you like the old folks used to say, if you're gonna be ashamed of it, don't do it. So if you're gonna be ashamed of it, don't do it. So nobody can shame you for something you did. If you know that was your story. That's part of your story. That's part of your journey. At the end of the day, and people got this. Oh, he mad because they don't want to talk to him, and I'm just like ain't want to talk to him. I was revenge. How is it revenge? I don't understand. Like he gave reference to where he got it from, basically, and he tagged J Platt name. So you don't know where he got this stuff. You don't know how long he had it, why he posted it. He just came out and posted it. That's his right to. If anybody got possession of something, they could post. That's up to them when they want to post it. So y'all can't unless he said, unless he gave some implication that since he don't want to give me he don't want to give me no interviews, I'm gonna post a body cam. Then you can't assume things, and that's what I don't like. I don't like assumptions. I'm not a person that try to fill in information with assumptions. It's either I know, I don't know, or if there was something that implied that maybe, then it could be maybe this or maybe that. But I'm not gonna assume. I'm not gonna pull something out of thin air and assume it's this because it is. Like no, that don't make sense to me. I never been one of. I never could fill in the gap with maybe, and it's just a guess out of nowhere. You understand? So Now, does it make him look bad? I don't think it make him look bad because Josiah got enough videos on that channel that make him look bad. And if you want to say so, right? If you want to say regarding this type of situation, like the Anthony dude, Anthony video is still up. I'm pretty sure Marcus ain't delete no videos. It's been said that this guy has a history of being aggressive. So now we got somebody in Columbus, Ohio, reporting that. Do I believe she was a ex worker? No, I don't. I don't know. I don't get no idea of that. I don't see I don't see it. I don't see how that came about the ex her being an ex worker or whatever. He got locked up. We on exactly. Oh, he said that, Golden. Okay. Hey, I'm here. Sorry, I didn't see you. Hey, I'm here. Um. Oh shit, I forgot. I gotta pay for this StreamYard to get the comments to show up on the screen because it'll be better. Because the comment section on StreamYard on your phone is very small, so I can only see one comment at a time, basically. But yeah, so doesn't make him look bad now. Doesn't make him look guilty or innocent. That's not my place because I mean I got what I do understand is that but I did understand the video that attempted to. She said he grabbed him up because I don't remember what the police report said. I didn't have time to go back and find the video and listen to it. But I don't remember what the police report said. I don't remember the details of the police report exactly. But I do. But from the video itself, she said he tried to put he came into basically her space. He was aggressive with her, tried to pull down her pants, and he wouldn't let her out. So there was no act of great committed, but it sounds like I agree with attempted is enough. But that's where the gross sexual imposition comes in. He still looks that's still very much applies to the gross sexual imposition and false imprisonment. Yeah, I know I could do that VQ. I don't want to I didn't mean to click on the comment though. I mean the ones that just pop up on the side of the screen. You got to pay a little extra for that, but I ain't get to that point yet. I'll get there eventually one day. But yeah, so yeah, and do I feel like he's redeemed? No, I don't feel like he's redeemed. I mean, I don't watch him in Ebony Channel, so everybody say, "Oh, he's doing good now." Yes, of course he's going to be doing good now. He's going to be he got his handler handling him. He's heavily medicated. It's obvious he's medicated. And or I'm not gonna assume the worst, and I'm not gonna assume the best. I'm just a person. Let's see, just to see how it goes. You understand? So yeah, he's doing good now. Good for him. But anything could spiral if you're dependent on medication and other people to keep you balanced. That's not a. I don't have no confidence in that. I don't have no confidence in that because there's no telling they could easily break up. He could stop taking his meds. It's always it could go different. You in life, you come across many intersections, many fork roads, and you never know which way it could go. That's all. That's the only way I could put it. Oh yeah, he looks like he. Yeah, exactly. Abs. He's heavy on. He is. Okay, Golden. Thank you. Yeah. So I mean, no. Like people are saying that you couldn't fight. He could fight that great itself because it's not the attempted SU battery is not there. Because some prosecutors, they will put the highest charge that they can just to play with it, and then they'll put the secondary charges like lesser, which probably be more applicable. But they just put straight grape. So if he went to trial, he probably could have beat the grape. But at the end of the day, I don't. We didn't see his interrogation. We missed the interrogation, the witness. The witness report would say a lot, but still, her statement, like her questioning, would be more insightful to refer to also, rather than just police statement and what she told the DA's office and everything. So that R charge, it should have been another charge instead. Abs, I don't think she is either. I think she's just like I said, a handler. And yeah. And I see somebody in Marcus comments. I mean, people be having their history all wrong. I don't know what's wrong with people. It's like, if you don't know, just say you don't know. But to conjure up a whole story about how something happened that didn't happen, I just be in my head like, how you come up with that? Yeah, cause I see somebody say, "Oh, you mad at her, Marcus, but she the one that came to Atlanta and rescued him and got him off the streets of Atlanta." Talking about Ebony, and I'm like, "No, she did not. Who said that? When did that happen? That's not even that's not even anything close or relative to how that happened with him and Ebony. Like, I don't, people crazy, but I feel like if he getting a check or something, she probably gonna get him on back on his SS, and she gonna be his handler, and she gonna use him. And I don't know, it's just weird because imagine your daughter at that age pursuing somebody like Josiah's. I would feel like I feel that as a parent. I was like, what the hell is going on here? What the hell is going on here? Ain't no way. Yes, Golden app. She is very manipulative and controlling. Yeah, she is. She's she's a what's that word? Not a man eater. I forgot the word, bro. I don't know. But yeah, she I don't think she's the I don't think she's a good look for him right now. That's about as good as it get, a good look. But nah, I don't you know, that's her man though. And I mean, that's their relationship. That's it. I don't know, just eyes ain't my concern. So hey, Clarissa, good afternoon. Thank you for dropping by, Clarissa. But yeah, so I don't think I don't think that footage changed anything overall. I don't As far as Josiah's image, I don't think it changed anything. I don't think it makes him look more guilty or makes him look more innocent. It just adds on to what we already heard and saw about Josiah's. It was funny, y'all, too, because I don't know if it was in the first or second video, he gonna tell the cops, "I'm not gay, man." He's like, "I'm not gay." I was like, "Oh, now you're not gay. You went to Columbus. Now you got a whole new sexuality." Okay, okay, if you say so. She seems slow. I think she's just a little, not slow, but there's a defect or something there. I don't know. I can't stand to hear her talk. That little wet mouth she got, like, sound like she always got spin. So I can't listen to her. I can't listen to her talk. It's cringe. Yeah, I'm pretty sure parents though, and I think that's part of why she is and the way she is. I think she got older parents, and so when you have older parents and you like the only child in the house too, like you don't have the older siblings, you become a person trying to, you feel like you can do what you want because when people get older, they're not going to have the same impact as being a parent as when they were younger. So, she could have her sneaky ways, her manipulative ways, all that because she has older parents. Oh, yeah, when he told him to bend over, he said, I'm not gay. I'm like, oh, now you're not gay. Okay, okay, whatever you say. Niggas be gay when it's convenient and not gay when it's not convenient. Oh, Lord. But overall, I don't have any positive reaction or negative reaction to those videos being dropped. Because it just shows the arrest process. It shows the arresting process. Um, and that's about it. Because the case didn't get to go nowhere. The case he had to get the evaluation done, and then he took the plea deal on the day before trial, on the day of trial, which is normal. They do that. They have these plea deals offered. I mean, ready to offer on the day of trial. Because they don't want to go to trial. They really don't want to grow. They don't really want to go. They want you to cop out. So they gave him that plea deal. I don't remember the details of the plea deal, but I just remember that, and I kind of knew though from when we had the police report that what type of woman involved, that this case was probably not gonna go nowhere because it's a street person, it's another drug addict. It was another drug addict, and that's what happens. You ain't gonna find these people. These people not gonna cooperate. You're not gonna know their whereabouts. They probably end up dying, or anything can happen. With over a year, exactly. Out from the bus and they're wide open. It's funny. Hey, Platinum, where's Platinum at? I don't see Platinum. Where's she at? Oh, hey, Plat. So yeah, damn, what I was gonna say? I said I don't have no neutral. I mean, I don't. I'm basically neutral about it. I don't have no negative or positive uh reaction about the videos dropping. But it was more so the backlash behind it, the domino effect of the videos being released, and I'm just paying attention to it. And I'm thoroughly entertained because I'm like, "Woo, child! People could get in they feelings so quick. Woo, child! That'd be my favorite part of the day. Like, oh, somebody said something. Now watch how everybody get mad or get glad or whatever." But he's medicated up now. He got his handler handling him. So I mean, as long as he keep him out of trouble, hey, it is what it is. It's better than him out here getting high and trying to stick his thing in everything and trying to get everybody pregnant. Child, I would be, and as far as her when she pursue, I would be scared to have any type of intimacy with him. I would be like, listen, we gotta wait a year or two. Even though I want to entertain them, but to even do anything, nah, we gotta wait till your blood work is clear for a whole year. You was out there wilding in ATL. You had to wait a whole year before we even kiss. I don't even like kissing. It takes me a long time. Like, I gotta love you to kiss you. Like I gotta be deeply in love. I view that as an informative video that actually clears up if the accused agree that that another statistic. Oh, yeah. I mean, it could clear them. It clears them of being accused of the that charge alone. But I still feel like the other charges were fitting. So it's not his fault that the district attorney decided to say let's go with that charge instead of attempted extra battery or something like that. That would have been more fitting. But the gross sexual still would have had to be in the registry. He still would have had to be required to register for that gross charge. So the attempt part I can understand, but like I said, we knew. Well, most of us knew he was like that already. So I don't, I'm indifferent to it. It's like it is what it is. I still believe he's capable of R, but just because we know he's capable of R, I'm not saying just throw R on him if he didn't do it either. I'm just saying it was obvious that she said he tried to, he forced him, and he forced himself in a space and he tried to. And to be real, he what he did already to other people is considered R. When somebody say no, you keep going. That's R. Especially when body parts are still, touching. That's R. So, you know, it is what it is, though. But people acting haywire. I'm going all haywire about it. It's like, okay. I mean, I expect it. I don't, I don't react to shit like that. I just have my opinion on things, and it is what it is. Like, even though people feel some type of way about police, um, because it was one girl, she was like, "Oh, did police have to draw their guns?" And I was like, "Why wouldn't they draw their guns?" They kept saying it's a 4-4, right? And I think 4-4 meant 4-4 wasn't is not a specific charge. 4-4 is like um a categorization, like um a sexual assault occurring. Sorry, y'all, my R's are messed up. But it's pending, is occurring. I keep saying curing like curing meat, occurring. But that's what the 4-4 meant. The 4-4 it wasn't a specific charge. It was like, the type of activity that's happening. So if you gotta act, if you're searching for a person, just think about it. You're a police officer. You searching for somebody that's sexually aggressive. Usually that's considered violent. That's under the category of violent offender. And now you approach this man behind a truck, and he doing all this talking instead of following commands, because people talk to try to distract you. Because I'm gonna tell you the truth, I do it all the time. I do it all the time when I play with security and police. I know how to talk to keep my mouth going to distract them from what my hands are doing. You understand? Like if I'm trying to hide something on my body real quick, oh shit, police right here. Or like for instance, when I went to Bob's Cartel concert this year, right? They had actual Barbados police at the door. I'm like, oh shit. And I had my weed on me, I had vapes, I had my knife and everything on me. I'm like, damn, and they patting people down. I expect them to pat me down, but I'm like, damn, they gonna do a little extra patting because they got trained people here. So I made them focus on my vape now. I put my vape in my mouth. Oh, why I can't have a vape? I'm causing a little fake argument because I'm using my other hand to hide my knife under my fat and to hide my weed under my fat, to tuck it under my fat. That's just how it go on the street. You gotta distract people. If you gonna distract somebody from paying attention to what you're doing, try to do something, you're gonna use your mouth to throw them off. So he had his hands gone in his pants. That's automatic. You supposed to keep your hands up when they approach. And he doing all this talking, and he got his hands in his pants. So of course they're gonna be aggressive because he's not being compliant. He's not being compliant. And all that talking, oh, this and I'm this, that. Nobody want to hear that. Just shut the fuck up and put your hands behind your back. Nobody want to hear all that shit. What the fuck you gotta say? Just shut up and let me do my job. Did the lady get charged for the drug stuff in her truck? I'm not sure. I don't know. I don't even think that was her truck. That was his truck. They said that's where he slept at. That's where he was known to sleep at. I think that's why they went over there looking for him. So I don't think that was her truck because I think she had a car this happened in. She had a car and I think he was just sleeping in that truck. I don't know, y'all. Everything smells bad. Oh my god. I got a very sensitive nose. I could pick up smells so far away. So no, no, thank you. But yeah, so of course they're gonna be aggressive. It's a violent. You're looking for a possible violent suspect because forceful sexual battery or any type of R word or whatever. That's considered violence. Um, yeah, he doing all that talking. Oh, I gotta do. Oh man, I'm doing this. Just shut up. Just shut up. Just shut up. Just shut up. Yeah, nobody want to hear all that. Nobody want to hear all that. So even the whole pee thing. No, you can't pee. You gotta hold it. You're a grown man. So that's just it. When you get to the precinct, you pee. Shit, if you gonna pee on yourself, that's on you. You want to sit in your piss, that's you. You feel me? So people are like, oh, they was treating her wrong. They said they was treating. I didn't see. I think somebody said he got hit in the head. I don't know. I don't remember that part, but I didn't see that. I mean, I listen. I done been through worse with police. I don't have to bang it out with police. So shit like that to me is like, okay, that was light. That was light work. That was light work. That was already nothing. That wasn't traumatizing or nothing. That's just a regular. Not it's not a regular interaction, but it is what it is. You're gonna run your mouth, then yeah, that's how you're gonna get. That's the feedback you're gonna get. So overall, do I think he in the clear? No. Do I think he's guilty or innocent? No. It only gave the body cam view. That's all it gave. It ain't gave a whole. We don't know what the attorneys have. We don't know what they don't have. We don't know what was said. We don't know if there was witnesses. We don't know anything else. Yeah, that shit was light. No problem, Carissa. Yeah, that was his truck. He was living in there. I wonder because I know when he was in the car with the stuttering car with the car with the speech impediment, the cop because remember Josiah got locked up before that for that warrant when he got locked up at the store. So that must have been the guy that picked him up for the warrant that he got locked up right before this crime and came out and he everybody found out he was locked up, but he got picked up for a warrant. So when he got locked up again for this charge, a lot of people was confused because they were like, "No, I thought he got locked up and came out already." Like, no, he got locked right back up. They was back to back. So I guess that's how they knew. Like, they knew his whereabouts. They knew where he slept at, where he stayed at. She probably told them because she got high with him before. But I'm trying to understand where people think that she's a prostitute. I mean, the police did ask that question just to make sure was there money exchange. I think that's just due diligence, practicing due diligence. I don't think that was to assume anything. Oh, really? Apps. So, what was your initial perception of Atlanta before Marcus Channel? Cause I used to love Atlanta back in the 90s. No lie, I used to love Atlanta in the 90s. Last time, I think 2017 was the last time I was in Atlanta, and I knew back in 2017 I was supposed to stay in Atlanta. I didn't even stay in Atlanta. I ended up going to Columbus, Georgia. I found me a crib in Columbus, Georgia, and I was staying there for a while. I would bypass Atlanta every day. Like fuck Atlanta. Atlanta ain't the same. I don't like the new Atlanta. I like the 90s Atlanta. And a lot of people don't know Atlanta got a lot of New York transplants down there. So, when Marcus said he one of those people that was born in New York and moved down there, it makes sense. A lot of people from New York moved to Atlanta. So that's how I know a lot of people down there. And we got a whole Bronx Day. We have a whole Bronx Day in Atlanta every year. The Bronx, New York, yes, has a Bronx Day in Atlanta every year. That's so big. It's a big celebration in Atlanta every year, Bronx Day. Oh my God, abs. Okay, no problem, Golden. You plan on moving? Oh, abs. Oh my God, I think you would have suffered. I don't know. I can't say because I don't know what you're accustomed to as far as environment. But nah, they say it is, but in a sense, it is right. If you got to have a network before you move there. Let's just say that it's good for black businesses, yes. But you got to have a net. You can't go out there and try to start from them. You can. Not saying you can't. Nobody can't. But most people and most stories I've heard, because even a lot of even I don't know everybody know that famous couple. I can't remember their name, but they were from St. Louis. They had a flourishing multi-man company going on, helping businesses and people develop their businesses and brands. They were from St. Louis and they moved to Atlanta. Then everything went down for them, and they killed each other. Remember that marriage? That crazy story. But I know a lot of people who went to Atlanta, and they would tell you, you got to know people, like because that's how it's like being in a sorority or fraternity. You got to know people to network, and especially if you're a foreigner, you're a foreigner. You coming from the UK, you got a whole different accent, a whole different swag. I can't imagine you fitting in into Atlanta. No lie. That's just my observation. I don't. As far as banks, mm, I mean, I don't know about the banks part because Atlanta is scamming. Atlanta is one of the biggest scamming cities. I know a lot of black people have been opening banks lately, but they've been more scattered. I could say I don't know if it's predominantly Atlanta because we got black banks in New York City too, but those are historical black banks. It's funny. Me and my mom was talking about the other day because she knew the guy that I grew up in Harlem, so I grew up around all these um black wealthy families and all that stuff. But the banks, I don't think Atlanta is really known for black banks, to be honest. The banking part, I'm not sure, but it doesn't come to mind. But yeah, so to me, I think Atlanta is good for black. If you have a network there, yes, black business people and also black professionals in certain fields. So if you already have a certain field, like law or those type of IT, tech, and all that, yes, Atlanta is good for those things too. If you already have those credentials and everything, you can find jobs. But as far as your own business, I know a lot of people who thought the same, and they just go out there and they just, mm, you know, everybody think it ain't what it. I mean, everybody see the hype. It ain't what it live up to be. It ain't living up to his hype, basically. But I could it was because I guess that name is sticking with Atlanta from back in 80s 90s when all the black people was doing all those things. But I don't know why Atlanta. Yes, Atlanta's a black city, but Atlanta's so awkward to me. It don't help its people. And as you can see, the how they struggle with basic homelessness and basic programs and all that stuff that's easier to get most other places and it's difficult in Atlanta. And that's always been strange to me. That's always been strange to me. Atlanta's been a strange place to me for a long time now. I don't know what made when the gays start going down there, yeah, because it's true what Marcus say. It became a gay city by black gays migrating down there. It wasn't originally like a San Francisco or like I can't even say I don't even know the history of San Francisco, but I know San Francisco was a gay city, a gay rights city. So Atlanta became like the black gay rights mecca of America. Maybe that's where I think in their community too, they was looking at each other, looking out for each other. As far as the businesses and the good jobs and everything, that heightened it with them. But I don't think that was across the board black anymore with the decline of Atlanta. Atlanta had a big decline, and I don't know what it's from or where it's from, but I don't understand Atlanta no more. It's just a weird place to me. Atlanta is definitely a weird place to me. I don't even the way I used to love Atlanta back in the '90s, early 2000s. When I go down there now, I'll be like, ugh. It's like how I feel about New York. When I be in New York, I'm like, ugh. It's not. The vibe ain't there no more. And maybe that could be because when you got so many people coming to your city from all over the world, they destroy the culture of the city. You don't see the culture of the city no more. So that could probably be it. Because that's how I feel about New York. New York is whack now. New York ain't got the New York culture is like the the saturation of it is spotted all over the city. You gotta go in certain neighborhoods now to still feel like that original New York City flavor. Because most people out here are transplants. You don't even know your neighbors no more. People used to know your neighbor. Your whole building knew each other. We didn't keep our doors locked. Your whole building was cool with each other. Not that happened in your building because everybody knew each other. So I figured Atlanta was the same way. I know they had a big scamming crisis, a housing crisis back in the 80s, 90s Atlanta when they built up all these developments and people was buying condos or whatever. I forgot the story. I can't remember details right now. My brain is foggy, y'all, because it's still early for me. I'm tired. I'm not tired, but I just ain't really my mind is not on these things to remember. My brain is cloudy right now. I gotta take my Sheila Jit. I usually take Sheila Jit and red Korean ginseng every day. I didn't even take it yet for the day. I'm about to order some chickweed. I need some chickweed because I've been retaining a lot of fluid. So I need some chickweed to get a lot of this water out of my body. I think with the original people moving out. Yeah, but I don't know. I don't know where all the Atlanta people left. I don't know where all the Atlanta people went. Let me tell you, right? back in the days, you could easily know, like every city had its pattern of people there, right? Like for instance, right, you go to Detroit, Chicago, Indiana, up there, those northern cities, most of their peoples are from like Mississippi, Alabama, down there, right? Tennessee, Missouri, right? California, most of the people are from like Texas, Louisiana. You know, a big part of Cali is Texas, Louisiana. Then you got like New York, or even upstate New York, like Rochester up there next to Canada. Most of the people come from like Detroit, Indiana, whatever. They migrate up there. No, New York City is just the immigration capital, but most of the, as far as American migrants, they mostly like the Carolinas, mostly along Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina, Florida. So when you're in a major city, you would know your people. No matter if you travel to another state, you be like, "Oh, I know them people from down there. Those are my people from down there." So it was always like migration patterns. But you know, everything's so mixed up now. It's not the same anymore. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, and look, remember, you see how the underground mall came to be? Chris and them living in that shit, homeless people all in that shit before they finally closed it down. Yeah, but Chicago is my favorite city. I swear, if it didn't get so cold there, I would. That's where I would have stayed at. I would have lived in Chicago. I don't like that cold. I love Chicago. Chicago's one of them cities where like they got a diversity of two of like of different populations. So even like in the culinary world or the foodie scene, it's so many options. There's so many options. So it's not like going somewhere like in the South. You become so bored because well things changing now. But you know you go to certain places in America, they're not used to diversity. They only used to black, white, Mexican. Like I remember I had a friend from Kentucky move up to New York because a lot of people too they come from other states that come to New York just to go in the shelter system because that's how easy it is to get in the shelter out here. Right? If you homeless, niggas like, all right, I'm hop on the bus and either get recruited off the streets and go and get into a homeless shelter. Whatever. This girl from Kentucky, she started dating this dude out here, I know, and started hanging out with him. She was just so mesmerized by people. She couldn't tell the difference between a Indian from India or African. Like she didn't know different types of ethnicities exist. And I was just like, girl, what bubble you lived in? They stay in Florida? Yeah. I know a lot of people in Chicago. I got a lot of people in Chicago. I got lots of friends in Chicago. My ex got killed in Chicago 2018. I remember that. I remember when I went to go visit him, he was getting locked up. So he had to go turn himself in to do 2 years. So he had a big party at the strip club called the Factory. And I remember he was begging me to come see him before he turned himself in. Mind you, we wasn't together because I told him like, man, you got a baby on the way. Like you gotta focus on your girl and that baby. You know that girl and that baby. And at that time, I thought the older boy was his, but he confessed to me like that's not really my son. He's like just he said he only claimed the little boy because he was with the girl, but they kind of he like they're not really together, but they keeping the image just for the little boy because now he got her pregnant with his real child. This is his first real child, but I feel bad, y'all. That was another story. Do you know that nigga was with me the whole time? He like I swear to God, like even my friends used to complain about him. That nigga didn't give me no space. We went to the club, he was on my neck. We went to the restaurant, he was on my neck. I was we could just be in a hotel room or when I had a crib. He is on my neck. He would not let me breathe, right? And I didn't pay no attention at the time because I'm like, I know he like me. That's my nigga. He on me. But my friends is like, damn, every minute he on you, like he can't let you breathe. Like they was complaining. First of all, they noticed he liked me before I did. And it was so funny because I remember he took me to go meet his baby moms. And we was all chilling in the crib. And she said, when I came there, he was like, oh, I got her to cook Italian beef because Chicago eat this thing called Italian beef. But I'm like, I don't like meat sandwiches because y'all niggas be, yeah, I don't like too much meat. Y'all be stuffing these sandwiches with mad meat. And I don't like all that. So he was like, he was like, and I don't like all that. Let me in between some bread, I'm okay. I'm all right. I don't want that. But I just want to taste it. The gravy and everything it came with, right? The drippings that they dip it in. Anyway, long story. So she made that for us. Cool. Mind you, this is her house though. He not staying with her already no more. He back at his parents' house till he get it. So it was time for us to start leaving. So my friend, I'm mad high too. Mind you, I had mad weed on me. I brought it on the airplane with me. I brought it definitely on the airplane with me, and I was starting getting mad because me in the airplane, I started smelling that shit. It was like my body heat was making the weed smell more. I said, damn, this plane taking mad long. We gotta get off this fucking plane. I'm starting to smell that shit. So anyway, the yeah, so when we get there, right, she cooked that for us, whatever, whatever. So my friend, my best friend was driving at the time because I was high. She was sober. She was the designated driver that night. And I guess I took too long to come downstairs. I was so high, I was having trouble putting my shoes on. And as he walked me to the door, right, I put my shoes on, then I came downstairs. They looking at me like, "Oh, bitch, you kissed him?" And I'm like, "Did I kiss him? Why would I kiss?" And I'm confused. I'm like, he got his baby mother in there. She about to give birth any day now. Why would I kiss him? Like, what are you talking about? Why would I kiss him, right? They're like, oh, they just called me a home wrecker. They're like, oh, bitch, you're a home wrecker. So I'm like, what the fuck are they talking about? Like, why would they think I would kiss him? Like, what's wrong with them? Then that's during that time when he confessed his love to me. Like, oh man, I love you. I want to be. I'm like, what the fuck? I thought we was friends all this time. I thought we was friends, and I was just like, I don't know, man. You gotta see how it go. Cause I live in New York, you live in Chicago. He like, oh, I'll move to New York and this and that. So yeah, we had a good little relationship, but um, it took me a while to open up to him. Cause I'm just like, nigga, you got a whole baby on the way, and I don't really do niggas with kids. Like that ain't never been my thing. So it's like you got a whole baby in the way, and it's crazy because he was with me. All right, at this time I used to pop e pills, right? I used to pop e pills, so whenever we would drive now, go places, right? He would always come pick me up in his car, and my best friend and my cousin would go in the other car, or whatever friends he got would go in the other car. He just wanted me and him in the car all the time, so that's how we traveled, right? And then so one day we was chilling and shit at some dude's house, whatever. And mind you, all these niggas is black pistos, right? So I'm making sure, I know my territory, which where I'm at, and at all times, because I don't know who these niggas got beef with. I don't get caught. Not nobody mess. So one day we was all chilling at this house, right, and one of his friends' house, and at this time, my best friend and his friends, they went to the liquor store. I ain't no big drinker. All I did was pop an e pill. I'm like, that's it. I'm rolling for the night, right? And I'm rolling, so I'm out of my business. I'm all in the trees. I'm looking at the trees. I'm studying the leaves. I'm studying the bark on the tree, just being my weird natural self. And here comes this nigga. He talking to me, but he mumbling. So I'm like, what the fuck? Open your mouth. I hate people that talk to me and don't open their mouth. Like, I'm like, nigga, open your mouth. You're fucking mumbling. What are you saying? And all he did, it was like, I swear to God, y'all, it was like a movie. I I couldn't believe it. I didn't know what to do. This nigga grabbed my face and tongued me the fuck down. I said, what the fuck? So now I'm having a delayed reaction. I'm like, did this nigga just grab my face and stick his tongue down my throat? So now I'm just mad because I'm looking at him like, that's not what you said though. Like you was mumbling. I'm still trying to figure out what the fuck you said. So I'm like, yo. So now I'm looking at him and he's like, yeah, that's what I want to say. Yeah. So I'm like, okay, buddy, whatever. I don't like being thrown caught. I don't like being thrown off guard, y'all. I do not like that shit. You could have just told me that verbally. You could have told me that if I didn't hear what you said, you could have just you could have repeated yourself and talk with your mouth open. So now it's weird now because ever since that point, he swore he was my man. Like from that point on, that's when he wouldn't let me breathe. So anytime I went to Chicago, we hung out. That nigga didn't let me breathe. That nigga did not let me breathe. And girl, I ain't gonna lie, we got some crazy stuff. I don't even want to tell our story, but it got some crazy. Yo, we started. I don't know this night. I think me and was in the back seat, and my best friend, and my cousin was in the front seat. We just started we just started doing shit in the car in the back seat. Yes, I was in the back seat. We just started doing shit in the car. And it was to the point by the time we got up to the hotel room, because we supposed to go to a party that night, to a reggae club. And he was coming with us to get ready. And so that when it's time for him to go get ready, since we all girls and it take longer, that we and he lived closer to the club, that when we all get ready, we go drop him off and wait for him to get ready and then go to the club, right? So he came upstairs to the hotel room. We was boning all night. We didn't even make it to the club. My friends in the room, they was so mad at me. Hey Abs, hey Pie. So we didn't even make it to the club. Like we didn't even make it, girl. We got our room and we were just being freaky all night, all night. Right? Big bitches in the door, right? Be cute. All right, Abs. So it was funny, like yeah, like girl, we had so many good times, but that one time that he told me like, man, I need to see you. I gotta go turn myself in for some shit, whatever. So I said, you gotta turn yourself in. Like, damn, how much time you gotta do? He like, nah, they just offered me 2 years, so I'm gonna take it and get it off my back, whatever. I guess he been running from this case for a minute, which I didn't even know about. But oh yeah, so what I was saying that night we were supposed to go to the club, right? We didn't go to the club. He ended up coming to my room. We was doing it all night to the next morning, and his girl. Well, I don't know what to call it. I would just say his girl, his baby mother. She gave birth that next morning, and so I'm waking up. Cause she went into labor late at night. He's like, oh, she went to the hospital. So he like, oh, I said, so you need to go to the hospital, nigga. He like, oh, I'ma just let her tell me that when she close to giving birth. I'm like, no, nigga, you gotta go there. He like, nah, her sisters and everybody is there. I'm like, no, don't do that. That's not right. You need to go be with her. Mind you, I fucked up. We was having sex. We rolling and having all this sex. I'm chilling. I'm like, listen, I ain't fight with no man. Do what you gotta do, but you just showing me who you are, right? So that was morning time because he said I just want to get some rest. I can't knock you. Okay, get some rest. So morning time come. This nigga, first of all, he waking me up, trying to do whatever. So I'm like, nigga, you trying to start up the session? You need to go your way to the hospital. He's like, oh, yeah, just give me one last round before I go. So you do one last round. Then I was like, all right, you gotta go. It's like, you gotta go, nigga. You got a whole baby on the way. That girl's in labor. That look bad if you're not there. Like, and I'm like, you were so happy for this baby to come. He was like, he just wanted a boy. He wanted a boy of his own because he was taking care of that lady's son so long. I guess he had an urge like, damn, I want my own son. Like, I want my own little prince. I want somebody have my own name and this and that. Now you got it and you playing games. Like, nigga, go be with your child. That's your firstborn child. Go be there. That nigga, if y'all would have saw, he was pouting like a little kid. He was getting dressed mad slow. He was in the shower. I'm like, nigga, you taking mad long in the bathroom. Like, nigga, hurry up. And mind you, I ain't going nowhere, but I'm trying to rush him to go be there for his own damn baby be born. He taking mad long. He moving mad slow like a little kid. So I'm like, nigga, go. So he finally left. And he made when he got there though, the baby was already born. The baby was already born, girl. So I'm like, nigga, you crazy. Hey Pa, what's up, Pa? I am Clarissa. I mean, if I could speak freely, I think I make people laugh in real life. I just can't talk like how I would naturally talk on YouTube. You feel me? But yeah, so that was a crazy thing. Like, damn, nigga, like your baby about to be born. You're so excited. And that little boy is so handsome. He's so big now. But yeah, last time I went to Chicago to see that dude, he was getting locked up. We had a big fun. We had fun at the factory. And the baby mother said she did. The crazy part, the baby mother even ended up telling me later down the line that she knew he liked me, and she said she was comfortable with it. She said she knew from when I was in her house that day with the Italian beef. I'm like, damn, how everybody knew this nigga like me except me? What the fuck is going on? That's I don't like. I be telling people I don't pick up hints. You better tell me you like me straightforward, because I don't pick up hints, nigga. Because I'm naturally flirtatious, and just because I flirt don't mean I like you. Like, you feel me? Like, and there's levels to flirting. Some people think being nice to them and all that is just flirting. Like, no, I'm just nice. I just, I talk shit. But nigga, if I like you, the flirting ain't gonna be what you think I flirt with everybody else as. Like, that's not gonna be in the same level. But clearly, she knew he liked me. Cause she told me like, yeah, he never. He's like, first of all, he don't hang out with that many girls. For one, for two, he not asking me to cook for another girl. So she like once he asked me to cook for another girl, and she said, oh, they flying in from New York and all this other shit. Like, she said she she thought it was just like on some gang shit, whatever. But when we got there and she saw us, like, first of all, she didn't believe we was in a gang. And I'm like, yeah, we all the same, whatever. I ain't gonna say my affiliation on here. But I'm like, yeah, we all are. So she like, oh, I didn't even know that. So she was like, well, that didn't click to me. She just thought like, she figured like, I know he talked to one of these girls. And then as I'm in the house, she said she was studying it. She said she realized it was me. So I'm like, how the fuck everybody else know this dude like me except me? His own baby mother knew it. I got accused of being a home wrecker and all this other shit. And mind you, she knew the whole time. So clearly they wasn't together. I don't know, yeah. I had a crazy life. I had a crazy life. And I have an interesting life around boys. Let's just say from boys to men, about around males. Because since I was a little girl, I have crazy little boyfriend and girlfriend stories from when I was a little girl. I remember the first time a boy asked me out, like officially on a date. Like, I was in second grade, he was in third grade, and this nigga sat. I was at a Girl Scouts meeting after school, and this nigga was sitting in the auditorium waiting for me to come out my Girl Scouts meeting after school for him. He had flowers in his hand, and he had some a little note like saying, "Will you be my girlfriend? Can I take you out and shit?" And I was in second grade, y'all. I was in second grade. So it's been up and stuck from there. It's been up and stuck from there. Like, I know how men is supposed to come at me. You crazy? Anyway, I don't know how you got into. We started talking about Chicago. But yeah, I love Chicago. Chicago. See, the thing about me is too, like, growing up. Every time I try to leave New York, cause I don't lived a lot of places, y'all. I lived in Delaware. I lived in Florida. I lived in Jersey. I lived in PA. I live well, Georgia, yeah. I was gonna say Columbus, but that's Georgia. So those are the only states I already lived in, like myself, outside of New York. And before, when I was younger, it would be hard for me to go to other states because I'm expecting to find like a West Indian community. Like, because I'm used to Florida. All right, cool. I'm so used to Florida as a little girl. Like, it's easy to find a West Indian community, right? So when it comes to buying groceries and spices and shit I need, it's not difficult. New Jersey is not difficult. Delaware is not really difficult either. But Georgia was fucking difficult. Georgia, I'm like, damn, you can't get basic jerk seasoning, like my basic green seasoning, basic little shit. And a lot of my friends used to ask me to cook for them, and I'm like, nigga, you gotta go to the fresh markets. And I had a friend in Macon, Georgia, and he's asking me like, yo, I need this type of pepper. Where can I find this? I'm like, just look for a supermarket. But he lived in Macon, Georgia, which is even worse because they more rural. They're more rural area, and it's very hard to get the stuff I need to cook my food. And I'm like, yeah, I can't live like this. I can't live like this. I can't because I'm not a fast food type of person. Like, if I eat fast food, it's only if I'm starving and I'm moving around so much, I need to put something in my belly. But I'm gonna still feel my body gonna still feel hungry for something like with flavor, with like essence to it. And fast food can't do that for me. So I'm like, I can't be wasting my money on fast food when I'm hungry and I know it's not doing nothing to me. Like that shit just poisoning me at the end of the day. So it was very hard. So I did find some shipping companies, and that's when I started having to learn that like I gotta order my shit online. There's even a Sweet Jamaica shipping. You can order stuff straight from Jamaica. So I learned that from watching Auntie Donna. I learned that Sweet Jamaica, like even certain beers and drinks that they had in Jamaica that they didn't sell in America, I would use Sweet Jamaica shipping because even though I'm not Jamaican, that's the closest thing I could get. Because I'm to as far as seasoning and shit. Or if I find a Guyanese, market, that'll help out too. So moving to certain places was hard for me when I was like young and I was always on the go. Cause I'm like, damn, like, nigga, what the fuck? What I'm gonna eat? How I'm gonna survive? You understand? Like, but now that I'm older, I know, and shit is easier now. Just if Chicago didn't have that cold weather, it would be perfect for me. It would be perfect. I went to the reggae clubs in Chicago. It was cool. I went to all types of clubs in Chicago. I went to all the strip club. The Factory is my favorite spot. And then the little motorcycle spots I used to hang out with my ex or whatever. That's how my ex ended up getting killed. The same guy in Chicago. That nigga, that I'm telling you, that man worshipped me. He put me on a pedestal like a queen. Like everywhere I went, like if we had roses and shit, that nigga would throw roses on the floor everywhere I walked. He opened every door. He did everything. I didn't have to lift a finger around him. Yes, my friends used to complain, oh, he don't let you breathe. But I'm like, well, bitch, it ain't bothering me. I'm not in here. I know what they meant at some point, like, oh, because other dudes they gonna want to approach them. First of all, my best friend is gay, and my cousin is not gay. So it was like, damn, you know, I understand. It just disrupts the circle. Like we usually move how we move, but it is what it is. They got used to it. They got accustomed to it. We got accustomed to it. Like that became my nigga. But he ended up doing his time. I went to go see it because when I left that last time, before he turned himself in, he was crying so hard. I remember I think we was at a Harrods. We was at a Harrods, and I was leaving him. I was getting on the road from Chicago from there because I think I drove back to New York. No, I drove there too that time. I drove to Chicago, and I was driving back. I'm like, all right, I'm about to head back, and I think we was on Stony Island at a Harrods. That nigga was crying. That nigga didn't want to leave me, y'all. He wanted to. I knew that day when he didn't leave that night that we told him we was leaving the next morning. He didn't want to leave us the whole. He didn't want to leave me the whole night. And so when we got to Harrods, we packed our bags and we like, all right, we're gonna go Harrods and we get on the road. And so yeah, Harold's his face has changed. Like he just started crying. I'm like, nigga, you gonna do 2 years? Like, what you crying for? That nigga was like, I'm about to run with you to New York. I said, man, you can't come to New York, nigga. Like, how you gonna come to New York? Like, just go do your time, get it over with, bro. Like, he like, I'm like, cause how you gonna be in a run? Like, that shit is not. When people tell me they want to be, like, it's not a good feeling. I lived my life on a run plenty of times, and at a certain age, when you get a certain age in your life, that shit ain't no fun. That shit, you can't have. You're welcome, VQ. You can never be comfortable, and that shit can be. And even let's say you get stable, you get a job, you start a new family, everything. That shit could be snatched away from you in a minute once they find you. So why even do that? I could do that, Clarissa. If you want, if you would just have to let me know which, um, like if you want, like for example, if you want to know, like, oh, what helps with memory or whatever or brain health, just let me know. I could talk about it, and I could, you know, be specific. Cause I don't know. Sometimes I don't know what to talk about just off the top of my head. Like to bring up a topic and be like, But if you be like, oh, Copper, can you tell me what's good for like prostate or what's good for brain health? Then I don't have no problem doing that. Yeah. Speaking of prostate, my dad, he started listening. He started to listen because I gave him some herbs and stuff and some fruit to start eating for his damn prostate. Cause I told him, listen, my grandfather and my uncle, both my grandfathers passed away from prostate problems because they was not letting no man go in their behind at all. They were strict on that. So I told him I don't know. I said I don't know if my dad gonna be that strict, but to avoid it, let's when you start seeing little complications, once you start seeing little complications, I said, oh no, we gotta get on it. So I started giving him lingonberries and a maritime bark and bee pollen and stuff. Like yeah, let's address that right now before it get worse. 'Cause I don't I remember the pain my grandfather was in about his prostate. He used to call America like 3 o'clock in the morning, and he just be on the phone and ring. As soon as I pick up the phone and Yaskia, yeah, you don't love me. She leaving me. Like he would just be out his mind. Like he would just be out his mind 3 o'clock in the morning, and that's all from the pain being in the prostate. And that pain make you lose your mind too. Pain will make you go insane if you don't take care of that pain. But and then my uncle, I had an uncle that was like a sociopath type of. Well, he wasn't evil. He was just very. Ooh, I don't even know how to explain him. The man was. He was a weird. I had a weird uncle. He ain't talk to nobody. That he didn't talk to nobody. He didn't say hello, good night, nothing. He just walked past you. He was like Candyman to me as a little girl. I swear to God, he was so scary. He don't say nothing. He watched my cousin ran up to him. Some boys chopped up my cousin, his arm hanging off his body. He ran up to my uncle. My uncle just looking at him. He ain't offer no help, no nothing. My uncle was just like that. My uncle was like he didn't have no feelings. Like you would think he ain't had no feelings. In the way women went crazy over him, but he would leave them. He would enter their life like Candyman and just leave. Like my uncle, whatever he did, he worked for his money, and he was a good looking man, I guess, because women just threw themselves at him, and he threw money back at them. So that was his play. His play was, I got this nice woman interested in me. Let me take her home. Meaning he gonna take her to her house because he ain't bringing him home to my grandmother's house because that nigga never lived at his own house all his life. And yeah, he would go to the city parts and find women and go live with them. And he'll stay with them for a while. He'll throw all his money on them. He'll furnish their whole house, fix them out everything. and he'll be gone whenever he's ready to. Next thing you know, these men popping up with babies. Oh, looking for my uncle. Oh, I got a baby by him, and I got a baby by this man. And he was just hard to find. So the only one woman found my uncle one time because my other uncle looked just like no, well they look similar. But once I come from a small village that most people don't on the island don't come to, like, it's considered more like a rural area and a historic area. So only really tourists come there. And like if you're not from there, you're not gonna come there. So when my uncle was in town one time and he was talking to a lady. He was hustling, doing his hustling, selling his fish. The lady was asking him where my uncle from, and she said the town. He said the town where we from in Barbados. Oh, she was like, oh, I used to mess with a guy out there, isn't it? And she's like, matter of fact, you look similar to the guy I know. And my cousin was there, so he was like, your fella look like him too. She said, all y'all out there must look alike. So she said his name. She said the man's name. My uncle was like, that's my brother. What do you mean? That's my brother. The lady just dropped down. She was just like, she couldn't believe it. She was such in shock. I guess it was a mixture of pain and disbelief and relief and all this other stuff because she was like, yeah, I've been looking for so many years that, oh, we got a little girl together. She's like, the man came into my life. He made my life so good. And then he just disappeared on me. And I had a little girl from he and this and this and that. And he never knew I had a little girl. So that's how we met our cousin. We found our cousin, y'all, because of that interaction there. But so even though he was an idiot, right? My uncle, he was like in a world of his own. And I can't say he was an idiot. Sometimes women too, you gotta do a little discretion of who you lay with before you lay with them because and nobody from my side of the island will mess with my uncle because they know what type of man he is. You understand? So you let his good looks and his money lead you into a life of unhappiness or misery. You let him bring a little misery into your life just because of that little money he had and because he was a good looking man, but he was very different. He was very awkward. He was very antisocial. He was asocial. He didn't have feelings. He didn't have feelings for other people. So whatever benefit him in the moment, that's what he gonna go with. Then he gonna move on. You ain't never gonna hear from him again. You understand? So he was a cold hearted. I can't even say he was cold hearted. It was just him. I don't know how to explain it. He wasn't mean to people though. You would never hear him had a fight with nobody. He ain't never hurt nobody. No nothing. But that's just what it is. Hey, Mimi. That's what type of man my uncle was. He just was very different. I never seen nobody like him, maybe because he the type of person too, like that gotta be for family to know. Or you gotta grow up around somebody like that. And I was scared because my grandma used to leave him food at night and to see if he'll come home that night. Oh, that's for your uncle. And my fat ass, I eat like 2 o'clock in the morning and I'm like, Grandma, I want some extra food. And she like, well, if your uncle don't come home by this time, you can eat that plate there. Yeah, my fat ass one night. I was up and I'm like, yeah, the clock ticking. I said, that nigga ain't coming in. He ain't coming in this house tonight. As soon as I go in the kitchen, mind you, I'm in the country, y'all. It's pitch black outside. You don't see nothing. And he don't even come through the front door. That's the even scarier part because he's so quiet. You don't know he's around. He don't talk. He don't say much, right? And he don't come through the front door. And so I'm in the kitchen now. The kitchen is where the back door is to go outside into the bushes. And we usually leave that door open, but I ain't opening because I'm like, they not in the kitchen. I ain't want no bats or no weird animals running in there, whatever, whatever. And all I know is I go in the fridge and I take the plate out and I'm about to go eat. And I'm tasting the food is all cold. I'm turning on the oven and heat up my food. And as I turn on the oven. As I went back in the fridge to pull something out, I hear him behind me That's my food you eating? I swear to God, y'all. I was like, what the? That nigga was standing in the doorway like Candyman, bro. And he didn't say nothing after that. He just looked at me like, that's my food you eating? He ain't make no, like, he don't make no body language, no nothing. Like, he don't give no indicators to tell you how he feeling. Like, he just, and now I'm confused. Like, should I eat the food or should I not eat the food or should I eat the food because, or not? Because he just standing there. And the next thing I know, he just kept walking. He walked straight to his room. Oh god, that shit was like the scariest night of my life. I ain't scared of much, but that shit was like, oh my god, that nigga finally caught me eating his food and the other. Oh shit. Because I know he was like, oh, that guy would be one of my brother fat ass kids eating my food. Because you know, me coming down to grandma's house to visit, he usually got the house more to himself. But me and my brother, we down there now, and I guess he come home certain nights, his plate ain't in the fridge. So it's like, I know he probably thinks this. So my brother and his fat ass kids down here eating up. Oh shit! Oh shit! Because I swear to God, I ain't never touched his food before that. I ain't never touched his food before that because I knew it. I said, but I'm like, sometimes he didn't come home, so by the time it's morning, the food's still in the fridge. I'm like, man, I could have ate that, man. Could have ate that. He didn't even come home, man. So I'm like, so one time I took my she like, Grandma, that's for Uncle. She like, yeah, but if you don't come home by such a time, you can eat it. So it worked out well. I didn't have to say nothing because that's exactly what I was thinking. Oh shit! And the first time I go for it, I get caught. I swear to God, all he needed was a hook in his hand. I probably would have died because that nigga reminded me of Candyman. He just popped up in the doorway so secretly, like he moves so quietly. That's the other eerie part about him. You don't hear him coming. He don't talk. He don't make no noise. He's mad eerie. But that was my. That's how all of us, like me and my cousins, my siblings, all of our age group grew up like that. He didn't talk to nobody. He didn't say much. He is a man of very few words. But the crazy part is, when my daughter was born, he took a liking to my daughter. One time, he came, and when my daughter was a newborn on the couch, and he like, oh, lift that baby head up. I said, excuse me. And this man talking to me about my baby? Like, this man ain't talked to me in almost all my life. I'm a grown ass woman. Now you want to tell me to do with my damn baby? Like, and I could tell he took a liking to my daughter because when he actually made that mark about, oh, lift her head up, because she was sitting on the pillows of the couch, and then he just seemed very overprotective of her. Like he was very fond of her. Like, and it seemed like he knew once my daughter was there, he would just have to walk by and look at her. He always admired my daughter. He looked at her like, and I'm like, I never saw my uncle with like love in his eyes, like admiration, any type of feelings. No lie, y'all. And I told you, I was telling my friend that, and she like, girl, we crazy. People got creepy uncles, and I'm like, nah, I don't get no creepy uncle vibe. That man really was like admiring my daughter. I don't know what it was, but as she got bigger, I never heard my uncle say my own damn name growing up. I never heard him say my name. Gr- As many times when my daughter grew up and she became, tired of running around the house and everything and bigger, my uncle said her name so many damn times. Brooke, 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 all this. I'm like, nigga, I couldn't believe he was talking so much. And he was talking to my daughters. He'd be like, oh, you okay? He gave my daughter money. He never gave me money. You know how old people give people money. That nigga never gave nobody money. That was he ain't never give us no money. Like here you go, children, take $1, take $1. He never did none of that. He only saved his money for his women, so he could go into their life and destroy it and leave. Like he ain't never give us no money. Like that man, I don't know what it was about my daughter that he loved so much, but he took a dead liking to her. Like you couldn't. Those other little kids can play with my daughter around him. So my daughter don't know that the uncle all of us know because she saw him differently. He showed her a totally completely different side of him. And I'm just even my father was shocked, like that my brother did that? My brother did that? I'm like, yes, your brother, nigga. Your weird ass brother did that. So he didn't even take a liking to his own kids that much. He even had grandkids. Because like I said, us as a family, even though he didn't do good with his kids, we kept in touch. He had a son and a daughter we found out about. And actually his son ended up being a garbage man on our route. So we saw him a lot. And his son used to stop by and he brought his son over, see his great grandparents and everything. But um besides my daughter showing a different side of him too, his prostate getting big definitely showed us another side of him. Um because now he in the house by himself now, right? Nobody there. My grandmother ended up passing, and because he's the only sibling that never left home. And my father used to complain his mother all the time, like, "Oh, you need to kick him out. You need to get his own place." But my grandmother was like, she wasn't calling him as a grown man per se, like because he made his own money. She didn't. She wasn't doing his laundry, none of that. You didn't have to do nothing for him. All she did was leave out a plate for him at night or whatever. He had his own room, or even like if he was visiting, he knew his room would be given to like some family that was visiting if all the other bedrooms was taken up. Like if it was too much there at one time, so he'll sleep on the side of the house, no problem, right? But he wasn't a problem on my grandmother, so she never like really was like, oh, you can't come back here. He never was a problem. He went to work, he made his money, and he minded his business. He didn't cause no problems. Um, so he was the last one in the house of my grandmother. My grandfather passed long ago, and so it was him left and my grandmother. My grandmother passed. He was in the house by himself, and he started talking more though. Once my grandmother was gone, he did start talking more. Like he would actually call my father. My All this stuff started changing once my grandmother passed. He started calling my father because he was worried too. He found like a stash of drugs underneath the house, and he was wondering who drugs they were. Because he's like, I don't bother with no drugs. I don't want these soldiers coming and rough me up or lock me up for some drugs that ain't mine. So it was a whole big thing. We thought the drugs was my cousin and all this other shit. Kind of find out it was my sister's, and she don't even live over there. She lived all the way on the whole other side of the road, all the way up the road. She lived like 10 minutes away, right? So it was a whole big thing. So he was worried about that. So that's now I'm starting to see him show more expressions, right? Because before he was just very blank, nonchalant, and then he got sick. He said he got the doctor told him his prostate was getting bigger. He was another man that's like, ain't no doctor going in my behind, but the pain was killing him. He would call my father crying. And my father's in New York, y'all. So this is long distance calls. He's calling. He's calling from Barbados to New York, crying to my dad like, I'm in too much pain. I can't take this. I'm by myself. This and this and that. But he took it like a champ. He stayed home and died. He stayed home. He ain't run to know nothing. He said if he gonna stay in his house and die, and that's what he did. So for a man that didn't show emotion 90% of his life, I don't know what made him start changing towards it. My daughter bringing out that side of him. But yeah, that was. And had I known my uncle was going through the prostate issues, like before it got to that point, I would have helped him out. I would have helped him out. But he didn't express himself to us. He didn't express his problems until later. Because he would cry about not feeling good and this and that. And my father would tell him, go to the doctor. And, oh, man, I ain't going to no doctor. So he took so long before he finally went to the doctor and they told him what it was. And he's just like, oh, well, that's the problem. And he just going to have to deal with it. So I wish he would have. That was my uncle. He was scary, but I still love him. Like he ain't never do nothing wrong to me. He never gave me no evil vibes, no bad vibes, or nothing. Like you understand? So if I knew he had those prostate problems, I would have helped him because I had the knowledge at the time about what to do. But he took too long. He took too long to say what it was. He took too long to find out the problem, and he took too long to say something. Yep. But yeah, I'm about to log off, y'all. I appreciate. Oh, thank you, VQ. Thank you, Clarissa. But yeah, Carissa, if you ever want me to talk about something, just hop in my comment. Drop me a comment and say, "Oh, do you know anything about this? Can you talk about this?" And I don't mind doing it. I don't mind doing it. But it's early. It's 6 o'clock, and I gotta go find me something to eat, y'all. I ain't eat all day, so I appreciate y'all listening to me, sticking it out with me. I will see y'all later.